us. We are Arsenal. No mercy. We're Arsenal. Forever. We are Arsenal. Road to Wembley. We love Arsenal.
Whoa! And welcome everyone to the reaction show of the West Ham versus Arsenal. 3-3. Absolute roller coaster of a ride. First off, obviously, it's FTB Sports. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, just keep hitting the like button, and on YouTube, make sure you guys also subscribe. Guys, absolute roller coaster of a journey from 3 p.m. today. Started off absolutely, shambolically, pretty much embegged from the hangover of midweek exploits in Europe. But Travis, talk to me. I mean, look, I think I don't think we can have any complaints really with the first 11. He pretty much freshened it up to some degree. I didn't see that first 20 minutes performance happening. Any issues you have with the lineup?
Yeah, I had a major issue with the lineup. I wasn't happy about Chambers starting. Let me tell you what, I know why he put him in there. Is to combat the long balls and to have some aerial presence, because Cedric and Bellerin, they're quite small. I think it's 5'6" and 5'8". So I know why he did that, but he got badly exposed, and he just didn't seem quite ready in the first half. I know in the latter stages, obviously his delivery in the final third when they sat back was exceptional, but ultimately in the first half he really struggled down that flank. And I don't know why he played Aubameyang on the right. Like, what was the motivation for playing Aubameyang wide right? Like, that made no sense whatsoever. He switched it pretty early on and got Saka over on that side, and it made a huge difference straight away. So it was a bit of a weird team selection. But other than the team selection, for me, the poor performance was a disgrace. It was a disgrace. The worst 35 minutes I've seen all season, in my opinion. And it's just simply not good enough. And a lot of players should not be wearing the badge, because I don't think they're good enough to be part of this team.
Like who? I mean, you got any names for us? Because I did see a few good performances once they woke up. But I mean, who would you single out in your opinion?
Ultimately, right back Chambers, although he won man of the match, which I found puzzling, he had a really bad first 35 minutes. David Luiz looked out of sorts, and Leno, I think he's got 7 defensive errors, mistakes that's leading to goals, one of the worst in the division, and he just wasn't good enough. I think the defense wasn't good enough, the midfield wasn't good enough, and they just were so passive. And we've seen this time and time again with Arsenal at the start of games, where we're so passive and we let other teams impose their game on us. And then when all the chips are down and we've got something to play for, that's when you see a performance. But mainly Chambers and Leno.
I have to say, I'm not with you on the Chambers one. However, Leno definitely second goal was a multitude of issues, which he in the end I think was at fault for the actual goal going in. But I mean, at the start, there was so many people you could bring out and call out for their second goal. Steph, how you doing, bro? I mean, come and talk to me, man. You look like you want to let off some steam. Talk to me,
bro.
Talk to me.
Like, to me, he got the. I applaud that he done the changes. I just think he'd done the change in the wrong game. These changes should have been in Europa. Like, with 3-1 up in the Europa League, with 3 away goals. So that was more the time to rest your players, and then have your main 11 fresh for this game. Now, I remember the last game we beat West Ham. I'm sure the centre back pairing was Gabriel and Holding. And I remember because Antonio tried to bully Gabriel.
I think, Gabriel wasn't having it.
and then he tried to move over to Holding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as a partnership, them two work well. So I don't get like when you like these are the sort of things that like Arteta should be analysing, saying, okay, the last time we had this team, we dealt with them with this partnership. Let's go with that again. Do you know what I mean? So, like the Leno thing, what Travis was talking about, I hear you. Yes, he makes mistakes at this season, but if I'm talking about to say he's not good enough for the club, to talk like if we're talking in the grand scheme of his time at the Emirates, he's been solid. He's been like he saved us more than he's cost us. So I can't really put no shame on him. Aubameyang, he's done. For me, I called him out a long time ago. I said he shouldn't have got this new contract. We should have sold him, like personally, because I don't think he like. Yes, he scores goals, but I think what people forget is that his goals cover his performances. So now people are like, now he's got the armband. I think he's now getting highlighted how poor of an actual footballer he is. He's a good goal scorer.
I hear what you're saying. I hear
That's
what
a
you're
good
saying.
point.
However, the thing is though, what is the reason? You know, how do you win games? What do you win games with? Performances or goals?
You win games.
But the thing is that Aubameyang, you can't knock his record for goals.
Yeah.
So for that alone, I think I hear what you're saying in terms of footballing ability.
Yeah.
But he scores goals, and that's the thing. So
But then if you say that, like if you look at Pep, like Aguero, he was bagging goals for jokes. But for Pep, that wasn't enough. He had to change his game because his performances had to match up. Like you couldn't just say fair enough. You scored 3 goals, but if we concede in 4 or 5, then what's your 3 goals mean? It doesn't mean anything. So
but that's a different part of the pitch, though, isn't it? No,
it's all part of the pitch. Like people think a striker's role is to score goals, but that's the role is a lot bigger than that. Like if you look at
it's evolved, it has evolved.
Yeah, if you look I understand that. You know, look. I mean, look. Listen, we can. You know, and Ian Rush comes once in a generation. You know, he was probably the archetype defender, attacker who was always banging in goals. Yeah, I mean, I actually think Aubameyang has kind of got that in his game now. Where he does work that little bit. However, recently he's been in a strop, I think. And that has played, and he's not get out of his system. I think the only way he will get this little lull in performances.
What do you mean?
Listen, I think
because he got 9 league goals.
Definitely from the last. Look, he was coming back into some kind of form, in my opinion. He was coming back into some kind of form, and then he had that whole thing with the North London derby, and then in Europe in midweek and today he's been absolutely poor. And I'm a bit kind of concerned about his performances. However, listen, I think he still is in with the team, judging by his
reaction to left goal.
Yeah,
I love that. Like I rate that.
When you see that, then you kind of think, okay, do you know what I mean? He's there and he's with that.
Yeah. But so, I don't know. Like it's just there's too many play. Like even Xhaka. Like I look at him today. Like Partey. Don't get me wrong. Partey was poor today. But
I think he grew into the game.
Yeah, he did.
He was poor.
I think he grew into the game. But yeah,
when he had the ball, I saw when he had the ball, Xhaka wasn't next to him. Xhaka's like in left back position. Now, if you look at him, like people saying, "Oh yeah, this ain't the same play that we got from Atletico," but Atletico, everyone was drilled into being good in their position. Everyone was drilled front to back. Everyone knew their role. Whereas I feel like with Xhaka and Partey has to do a lot more to complement.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Listen, at Atletico they played with Koke and Yeah. So they played with a 3, and he was at the bottom of that 3,
Yeah.
basically, right? Exactly. He was the pivot. So his job was basically to pretty much be the crab, side to side, mop everything up,
Exactly.
what comes through, get it to the better players, let them do their thing. Right. And you're 100% correct. He's asked to do that a little bit too much. And do you know what? In the Premiership, you're not given that time to do that much. So 100% agree with that. Brizzy, how you doing, bro? Talk to me, man. First 30 minutes, we was dead. Was there a massive kind of, I don't know, some kind of hangover? What we was feeling? I mean, what did you think of the starting 11? Was you agreeing with that? Was there any major shocks to you?
Yeah, Chambers for one. Obviously, he hasn't been playing much this season. Obviously, I just think it's a game where you're just throwing in a player just to play. At right back, when you've got Cedric, obviously, like Travis was saying about obviously dealing with the aerial threats. But if you when Unai Emery was obviously manager, and he was chopping and changing the team every single game, we were losing games. I think Mikel's done a bit of that this game, where he's chopped and changed quite a few bits. If a back four's working, keep it. If it's working,
100%. I was actually shocked more than anything to see Luiz there instead of Gabriel. If he was going to make any kind of switch, I would rather have seen Gabriel play instead of Luiz.
So you'd like to see two? See, I can't get my head around.
Listen, how many years? How many? Wait a minute. Okay, this is the bit I don't get. Sol Campbell, Kolo Touré, was any of them left-footed?
But you have to remember, right-footed.
Adams, Bold, was any of them left-footed?
But left-footed are very one-footed. They're very they're lopsided. They can only if you look at Xhaka, he's so look at Xhaka, look at Saka. All left foot only use Tierney. They only use their left foot. Their right foot is literally just there to stand on. Literally. Whereas if you look at all right footers, they won't necessarily they can manipulate their left foot. Whereas I don't feel left footers can do the same.
As a left back,
you left
at a decent standard. Okay, fair. I hear what you're saying. Left footers are very left-footed. However, I've got to stick up for the left-footed brigade and say, sometimes you do swing that chocolate legs. You know what I mean? As Ben Percy used to call it. But yeah, listen. I mean, I absolutely totally get it. I mean, you know what? I actually think I understood the back four with Chambers coming in. Made sense to me because I know that if you saw the caption that come up on Sky, that their set piece goal count is the highest in the Prem. So I got that, and I actually thought he grew into the game. Yeah, his first 20 minutes was quite shocking. But that was the whole team as a collective. We couldn't get out of our own half. Azzy, how you doing, bro? I mean, talk to me, man, because I know you're looking itchy there. Right? You've got a lot to say. You're itchy. So, but before I come to you, Azzy, I'm just going to go to a couple of comments we got here. Okay, just bear with me 1 second. We're going to come to you. Obviously, FTB Sports Football. Thanks for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe. Tracy Fisherman, Miss Shocked, Arsenal equal. Come on, man, that was on the cards. I think I actually think it was coming. I thought when we got the equaliser, we was going to actually go in and win it. To be fair, evening, Tracy. Red Devils team to Banter FC. A bit of trolling going there, but listen. Man United's time will come in a way. Trust. Winker. Bit of a mayor, yeah. Cheers, mate. Jason, what WTF? What was that first 30 minutes? I think that made us drop the 2 points, in my opinion. We just didn't get out of bed. It's not like we had far to go. We only travelled from north to East London.
You know what it was? The second goal. That second goal ruined us.
Straight after their first goal. Yeah, because that came out of the blue. Out of the blue. It was just like, guys, come on. That's the kind of thing you see in Hackney Marshes, to be fair. Jason, give Tierney the captain's armband, the man. Yeah, do you know what? He was brilliant today. Again, and his consistency, and that's the problem I feel that we're having with our team as a whole, is that the consistency with our team is shocking. Actually, we don't know what we're going to get. So it's like going 3-0 down. To me, it was just like, we take 2 steps forward and 3 back. I didn't see it as a shock. I kind of passed what I was like, oh, for frick's sake, here we go again. Red Devil, come on! I expect you guys to go in on these players. AFTV starting now. This ain't AFTV, but however, listen, guys, it's all season. Please, anyone got any issues with any of our players? Air them out. I think we need to actually start doing that and holding certain players and accountable. And I think Arteta needs to do that. For Jason, the team selection was okay, other than having Oba and Laka starting together. The formation chase after the third showed. Yeah, do you know what? Oba and Laka, I was kind of at the start of the game when I saw the line, I was kind of happy with that. I was thinking good. However, the only thing is that I thought Oba would start on the left and Saka would be on the right. That was the only thing that I think that Arteta got wrong. As is, man, come and talk to me, bro. Talk to me. I mean, starting lineup. I mean, I wasn't too. I was happy with it to a degree. What was your take on it? In the first 6 minutes of our game.
You know what? I mean, look. At the end of the day, look, we've just played. We just played a game on Thursday, and I'm just sitting there thinking, okay, cool. We needed changes. We made them a bit shocked about the Chambers, like everybody. Do you know what I mean? I would have still loved to have Cedric there, but then again, look, Mikel made the changes, and it was to do with the physicality of the West Ham front, and as well as the defending, I would say, because I think, and the height of them, the West Ham players as well. Now, obviously, we didn't know that they were going to run up 3-0 against us. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that was the worst performances in the first 30 minutes, 40 minutes that I've seen from an Arsenal side in so long. Yeah. And, we've had really bad, we've had really bad performances this season, but that just tops it. You know what I mean? But you know what? I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and celebrate, oh my God, that, yeah, you know what? We come back and we drew 3-3 and I'm happy with the draw. No, I mean, we should be beating West Ham. Any team Arsenal Football Club puts out on that pitch should be beating West Ham. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if we don't have a Bamian.
I understand what you're saying with that, Avi, in years gone by. But this year, West Ham have been a different animal, to be fair. And you know what? I always knew that this was going to be a hard game. But to say that we turn up and we're going to turn them over now, I think that's the attitude, maybe what the players had. And why we started so slow, I'm not sure.
If we've been realistic, there was no one in the first 20 minutes looked like they were up for that game. Do you know what I mean? We just thought, do you know what? We're going to go out there and just play, that ticky-tacky little football. We'll play around them and we'll see what we get. Do you know what I mean? And that technically almost was our own undoing. Do you know what I mean? And I won't really, you know what? Look, I won't really blame Leno for that second goal. Look, I will blame him to a certain extent. I think it was a whole squad. No. Listen. To me, it was a whole squad thing. You cannot fall asleep when you have a ball.
I agree with that.
They can get it into a box. Do you know what I mean? You cannot like run up to a referee on a dead ball situation where it's literally outside of your box and there's no one marking the right side or the left side. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, at that same stage, I'm sure Leno was one of those players that was protesting that foul, let's just say. Now, at that last minute, he saw Bowen coming around the side. Now, what was he supposed to do? I mean, yeah, obviously, you can say keeper shouldn't get beat on the, at the near post. But at the same time, it depends on the way he struck it, the power, the low shot. Do you know what I mean? So it could be anything. It was a collective. I'm thinking.
As you're going to straighten back all that reach you're doing,
listen. Back. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, he went down in stages. Leno did, and it was the ball to go through that gap where it did. It was fair enough. He struck it, but it wasn't struck with any kind of ferocity as such. Yeah, I understand. Listen, collectively, it was a poor goal. From the protestations from the players, it was schoolboy errors. Nobody was looking at the ball. Everyone was going towards the ref. The only player I think they showed on the caption on Sky was that you had David Luiz looking at the ball. He was the only one who was switched on. And to be fair, we've not learned because it's happened to us before. I think it was I can't remember who it was early in the season, but it's happened to us before where we've been caught out.
Why is Luiz not calling man into shape? Like,
good question.
This is what bothers me. Like,
yeah,
everyone's talking about captaincy, but there's some of it. I don't know how many you guys played, but some of it have played. Like that you say there's 11 captains on the pitch. There's 11 voices. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Luiz, open your mouth. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair dues. You can't listen. That type of goal should not be happening at that level. Full stop. It wasn't like Lingard had to do much. I mean, first goal. I mean, that we conceded. I mean, to be fair, it was a good strike. And however, could Lenny have got there? No.
I think
that was fair dues. I mean, it was fair dues. It was just one of those goals that we somehow always concede. Just look at the last week's game. Do you know what I mean? Like those kind of things happen. Look, the thing is, if we would have I would have taken that 1-0 whatever West Ham. Do you know what I mean? When you scored that one goal, but the two other goals that were conceded were so stupid in a way that you just think to yourself, hold on. Is this actually a professional game that's happening right now? Is this a professional team that is playing this game?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you know what? This almost reminds me of, like a pre-season game where West Ham thought, do you know what? We'll just put our first 11 up and let them play against this Arsenal team. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what Arsenal should have noticed in the beginning? Well, as a team, when West Ham came out in the first 6, 7, 8 minutes before they even got their first goal, the way they were playing, there was 80-90% possession that they were having, already had 3 shots on goal. We should have known, hold on, they haven't come to just sit back and, we're just going to attack them. You know what I mean? We should have been switched on from them. Do you know what I mean? But the moment that we conceded one, then the second, and I thought, you know what? Okay, cool. It's 2-0. It's only 20 minutes. We can still win this or at least draw this game. Do you know?
Yeah.
But when we conceded the third, I was thinking, do you know what? It'll be very hard for us to come back. But the reason why I've always got this little thing for Arteta is because of the mentality he's got in the squad, or the squad that has a mentality of what Arteta's trying to feed into these players. Because I bet you, we had Emery in this team now, or as a manager, we could have lost that game, and we could have got embarrassed and lost that game. The fight, I think, is a lot better in this team than it has been for a while. I take that as a positive. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna take this game and say, do you know what? Oh, I'm happy that we drew, because we shouldn't be drawing to West Ham, whatever team we have.
Yeah.
So,
I think what hurts me most. Okay, I can take a draw against West Ham. I think the manner of the draw is what's kind of getting at me is the fact that, look, we scored 3 goals away from home. Okay, all right, be it 2 of them. Yeah, I know. Okay.
Actually,
to be fair, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. 2 of them are own goals. However, we've got 3 goals away from home, but we've conceded 3. And the manner of the goals what we conceded is the thing that's really kind of like grating with me at the minute. I mean, just we're gonna have a few more of the comments. A bit more trolling here. Here we go. Red Devils TV. What do you think you need to do to get back above Tottenham? And listen, that shift is ready. It has never changed. So I'm not even going to entertain that. Okay. Oh, here you go. Someone. I think that's a Tottenham supporters there. Gemma Lewis Robinson laughing. Hey, good performance from the Gunners to come back. Yeah, from Madby. I think that is true to a point. We should not have been down in the first place, but it does show some strength of character. I mean, Travis, we've done it a few times this season where we've actually come out and showed some character. Do you think something? Because I know you was pretty much I wouldn't say anti-Arteta, but you
I'm
wasn't.
sick and tired of that. I'm sick and tired of this nonsense, bro. I'm
I
not,
tried to play that party.
no. I'm
As it
tired
is.
of it. It's because
Yeah.
they shot
Next question.
in the net because
Yeah.
he can never get his team going. Why
Yeah.
is it we're always on the back foot?
Yeah.
And this happens, it's not just the players' fault. Aubameyang, I've got a few takeaways. Let me break it down. Aubameyang and Lacazette should not, I repeat, should not start together for the rest of the season. What I want to see from Arteta is to learn and gauge who is going to be here next season, because this season is pretty much done, the Premier League wise. I don't know, in his mind, he goes, mathematically, statistically, it's still possible. Shut the hell up, man. It's over. The Premier League is over. It's done. Okay. We need to focus on the Europa League, and we need to see who is worthy of being here next season.
So just sorry to interject. Are you saying then, are we for the Europa League, we're going to see what he feels is our strongest first 11? Is that what you're?
Well, that's what a logical man would do, but I'm not sure with Arteta, because what he does is rotate. It's like a pirouette out here. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. He keeps giving so many players an opportunity to prove themselves, and he keeps saying, "Oh, they deserve it. They deserve it." No, forget that. You play your strongest team over and over again till their legs fall off. That's the way it should be. And, you know, the defensive uncertainty was born out of the fact that a lot of these players haven't played together. They haven't played together. So I can't be overly critical on some of the players like Chambers, because he hasn't played with David Luiz, Mari and Tierney. They haven't played as a back four. You keep the winning formula. And then with the midfield party, I can't be overly critical. He's coming back into it. But Aubameyang, oh, don't get me started on that guy. I think his head's gone. I think I don't know if it's attrition. He's at that age where he's a bit old. He can't move, but he's just not good enough. I don't think he's good enough. And I made a list.
Good enough? Or do you think there's something going on? There's something going on behind the scenes. I don't think it's not a quality thing. We can't say that it's.
I wouldn't say Aubameyang. Like, come on, we can't scapegoat Aubameyang over a. You know what? We've known.
But I hear what you're saying. What's irking me at the moment is his attitude. It seems
you know what? Look, it's fine. We've known Aubameyang being very up and down this season, right? Like, but we cannot like, just because the thing is, look, this is the thing I see a lot with Arsenal fans. It's like when you have a striker who's been firing and then he's not firing, and we just turn against him because he has not been firing. Look, the thing is, he was out of the squad, in the squad. He was out, you know what I mean? He's been in and out, obviously personal issues, attitude issues, all aside. He's been in and out. He hasn't been in that consistent run where he has been all throughout his career at Arsenal. He's been our striker. He's been our number. That's the reason why he's got a number 14 shirt. Do you know what I mean? Because he scores those goals. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't really say. One thing I would say is I think this captaincy thing is weighing him down. I think he thinks he's carrying this team, which is why I think his mind is like, do you know what? We need to have a good performance and I need to score goals at the same time. Do you know what I mean? I think I don't know. I think it's time now. We need to speak to him and say, listen, you know, we know the performance has been up and down. You're still our main man. You're still our striker. Do you know what I mean?
Brethren, would you go along with that?
He's not a main man.
I would think, honestly, we need to give the armband to KT, or I mean, look, we need to give it to someone and take that pressure off him. And I think you'll see the difference. I'm not saying that, look, he's not cut from the same thread as Arsenal fans we all know of, like the Thierry Henry and stuff, who was a great captain, as well as, you know, he was scoring goals when he was captain. But I think there's certain players with certain mentalities who cannot carry that. When was the last time you saw Aubameyang shouting and screaming on the football pitch?
But
when you see him, he's throwing in arms around and stropping around, apart from just because he didn't get the game on.
But
do you know what I mean?
That's the role of a captain. Though. Like I see captain as leading by example.
100%.
Exactly.
100%.
You don't. Yeah. So Harvey wasn't a screamer or shouter, but he played. His performances were always top notch. And if he didn't score, you never said about Harvey went missing. You always knew he was on the pitch. Whereas like Aubameyang, what it is, he's now been highlighted. He can't go. He's been highlighted for missing.
But this is why I agree. This is why I agree with what was said just a little while ago, where you cannot play Laka and Aubameyang together anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because Aubameyang needs to be that focal point. He has to be that focal point. Look, I've got a lot of love for Laka. I've been screaming even before this game. I was saying that, listen, he deserves an extension on his contract. He definitely deserves extension on his contract. Do you know what I mean? Not just because, you know, of this game. On the back of this season, his performances have been, on and off, but he's been very good for us. Hold up play, he runs back to defend. You know what I mean? You need players like that in the team.
Here's a question.
Do you know what I mean?
Here's a question. Do you think he's playing for a contract?
Well, he could be either that or for a move.
It could be that.
Because
I mean, you know, he could be. But how?
He's got every right to. He's got every right to. Though,
Of course. Listen, at the end of the day, you're a professional. So, you know, I mean, I actually 100% get it. I mean, I think with Lacazette, I think I was actually going to go on to him actually and ask you guys, I mean, which should he be with us next season? I mean,
absolutely.
to be fair,
Let me sort of interject there, but based on performances this season as a whole, he is the only striker. Obviously, Aubameyang is going to be there because we've got a long-term contract. He isn't going anywhere. But he should be the focal point of our attack. Okay, we need to see, like, the way the game's played, we need more than just goals. I disagree wholeheartedly, because when you guys say like his role is just to score goals, no, not anymore. You need to press aggressively from the front. You need to link up play. You need to help defend. You need to be helping in transition. And he just does not offer enough anymore. He just doesn't. And when he doesn't score, it's like having an extra man who does nothing. He's like, are you Ozil in disguise? Because he's another passenger for this team, and we can't have any passengers. At least with Lacazette, he is in there grafting.
To be fair, he does.
Chances. And the problem today is the same problem we've had time and time again. We had 17 shots today, and we scored 1 goal ourselves. We
have to ask you. I mean, with stats like that, I mean, the question is where are those shots coming from?
7 in the box. 7 in the box. I checked. 7 in the box.
How many of them shots did Partey have though?
Partey to score next game.
He should be banned.
Yeah, Brezzy. I mean, come on. We were just talking like Lacazette. I mean, today actually, I thought he had a great game. To be fair, he kind of pulled us up. You know, with his 2 goals. The first one, fair enough, it was at OG. But you know, he's had. You would say what the last 2 performances he's turned up, and then you could consider them big games. You know, the penalty against Tottenham, and today he's salvaged a point for us. I mean, would you keep him around next season, and it maybe longer, or should we start looking towards the future with dare I say it, Nketiah and Balogun? I mean, or who else is there? Who do we? Yeah, I know. Brezzy, talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, Laka definitely would keep again. I mean, you know, North London derby, he held up the play, he got the penalty. You know, he technically was, you know, the man in the middle for us. As same as like today, you know, he was hold up play, he was driving at the back line, he was trying to create chances. He was, you know, it was pretty much a workhorse. The thing I have is, you know, even on the commentary, you didn't hear anything about Aubameyang. He was literally just invisible. You know, it's like you can't have a captain who's on £350,000 a week, you know, on the pitch that you don't even see half the time. I mean, Martinelli came on last 7 minutes, and he had impact on that game than Aubameyang did. Now, I love Aubameyang, so I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, he's the worst thing, because I do like Aubameyang. The problem is that him and Laka can't play together, like people are saying. You got to have either have one or the other. You can't have both. But in the meantime, I would play Laka over Aubameyang because Laka's been a more consistent player over recent games, especially with the North London derby. You know, and like with today when he was trying to obviously salvage a point, trying to get us the victory. But I'll tell you one thing: Arsenal have to sign Odegaard, permanent deal.
Today he was on a different planet too of quite a few of our players today.
That's what I was going to say, especially in the second half. The link up.
He was driving us on. Yeah. And you know what? The thing that actually really irked me is that why does it take a loaned player to pull us up
Yeah.
by the
Yeah,
scruff of the
crazy,
neck.
isn't it? It's
But do you
crazy.
think that he's playing like that to get a contract at Arsenal? Because obviously there's been talks that he wants to stay at Arsenal.
Well, regardless of that, you one of the players who already has a contract at Arsenal, or your captain, wink, wink, should be doing that.
Yeah,
But you know, demanding the ball, getting on the ball, trying to make things happen. And to me, the only person doing that was.
But then you know what?
Odegaard.
When you look at that situation, you just, as a fan, as a whole club, do you know what I mean? You could look at that focal point of where we are so soft, which is a number 10 position. You can see if we didn't bring Odegaard into this place, where would we be right now? Or how would we be? I mean, we could talk about Emil Smith. We could talk about Emil Smith, right?
Yeah,
But
I
Edu
think
and all these guys who are looking
transfers this summer is going to be, they need to get the right people in, and it's not just we're talking technical ability, we're also talking mindset as well, because Odegaard to me has got the absolute bang on, nailed on mindset I want to see.
But to be honest, with Odegaard, it was two different sides of Odegaard you saw today, because the first half wasn't the same as the second half. So I feel like Arteta drew, like, I know for a fact he went nuts on them at half time.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that midfield was non-existent. Like even when Xhaka had the ball, it was horrible. When Xhaka had the ball or Partey had the ball, there was no movement. Everyone was just standing there wanting a pass.
Oh, it was frustrating. Yeah, okay. But there's one common thing, and you always get from Odegaard, and that's energy.
Yeah,
do you know what? And like with you know, when we had this whole thing with Sanchez and Ozil or whatever, and people getting on Ozil's back, and no one ever really got on Sanchez's back, because you could see that Sanchez was running his nuts off for the club. I guess as fans, when you see that, you kind of, you know, you gravitate to that player in the sense, like, you know, you like seeing that someone who's always running. I don't know, must be an English thing, right?
But to be fair, which is funny, people say that without making it into that type of debate. Ozil ran more than Sanchez.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know, but it just looked like that Sanchez was always putting in that little bit. Yeah, no, absolutely, totally get that. I'm just going to go through a couple more of the comments because we've got loads in there, just smashing in. Jason, always a new Ozil. Sanchez money is banked for till end of the contract.
I don't agree with that.
I don't, but the parallels are quite scary right now.
I don't think Ozil was the same. I don't think Ozil was like that anyway. Like, I said it's a political thing with Ozil. I don't think it was a
with Ozil, it was definitely not football related. Definitely not football related. Sanchez was just a winner, innit?
You can't
that's what it was.
You can't look at this team and think Ozil is worse than what we have.
No.
Like, you can't tell me Ozil doesn't start in this team.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I would probably. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's for another chat. Right now.
If Willian is
look
starting,
at Fenerbahce, he has done nothing.
Yeah, but
he nothing at all.
That's the thing. He hasn't.
Fair enough.
He sold a lot of shut up.
If Willian is starting,
I didn't get that. I didn't hear that. Who said what? Sorry.
I said if Willian is starting, Ozil has to.
Yeah.
Willian got what? Yeah, he's got 1 goal this season.
Yeah, I know. But to be
He's got
fair,
5 assists.
Yeah, he's starting to. Yeah.
How many games he played?
There we go. Mad beat. Arteta was sweating so much that you can see the hair dye running down the side of his face. Cheers, Mad beat. Gemma Louise Robertson told you wouldn't get 4. Mad B, I think Aubameyang was late again. He was no. Listen, we could go off on Aubameyang, or just could be.
I just feel a bit weird. It just feels like we're just scapegoating Aubameyang. For this game, I just feel like that's what it is. Everybody's just Aubameyang. Yeah,
the thing is,
this Mad B
and his captain. You want a captain's performance and the £350,000 a week. So for Barcelona, Lionel Messi, what 500,000 a week, but he consistently scores goals. Same Same thing
Yeah.
with
Obviously, this Mad Bees Tottenham changed name to Fargo FC. The thing is, funny from a Tottenham fan, that's kind of funny. It's
Wait, hold
just
on.
me,
Listen,
does-
one second about that. 1 second. Hold on. One Tottenham leading 3-0 against West Ham against in this season.
Yeah,
And
they
West
were.
Ham came back to draw 3-3.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Someone needs to
exactly.
tell Spurs how to, yeah.
I
Yes, and
check 'em, check 'em.
they were 2 up in Europe, weren't they? Woo.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But hold on. At the same time, when they're top of the league as well, when they were 3-0 up at West Ham.
Wow, that's true.
Wowzers. Anyway, yeah, Jason, is it me? Does Lingard look a bit chunky in the face? And I didn't see the
Didn't-
interview. Maybe
didn't see the
United
interview.
shifted him.
But one
shifted
last
him
thing on
to this
Aubameyang I would like to add, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it sounds like I want it. I love Aubameyang. Really. But this
Could
is the
have fooled
last
us.
thing. The last
All
thing.
right.
When he has performances like he did on Thursday, he actually lost us that game. That's how strikers can lose us a game. Okay, if you look at the GX scores at the end of that game, I think ours was 2.64s and theirs was 0.75. We should have won that match, but
Wow,
because
it was
of
bad.
his terrible finishing, and I mean
Yeah, it was bad.
poor finishing, we lost that game. So that's the last thing I'm going to say on Aubameyang. I do
No,
like
no,
it,
no. Do you
but
know what?
I just have to add that. Like, so
I
strikers
definitely agree
can
with that
cost you a
point.
game.
Definitely, yeah.
No, I agree. You know, going back to midweek, he was poor. We're saying he had 3 chances that you'd expect a striker at that level, not just Aubameyang. You know, his level. We're talking about at Europa League level to take at least one of them, at least one, and he flushed all 3 chances. Because Mad B looks like this Spud guy likes you, man. Talk, Travis, talk. NOL, first real fan to break it down.
But I was also looking at even our first goal, you know, the one that Lingard scored. I'm so glad he didn't dance. Anyhow, he went into the camera and danced.
Oh yeah, I was waiting for his dance.
Listen, you know the way I had my phone in my hand looking at it, like. But yeah,
Do you know what it was? You know, the thing is, yeah, you know what? Because he got shifted out of United, he came to a club where, you know, they're a bit more humble. So they told him, listen, if you score, be humble, otherwise we could probably get rolled over. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's
Maybe,
exactly what I think he wanted to when he ran up. And then he thought,
Yeah.
you know what, nah.
You
That
thought
would end
about
up
it.
ruining my career again. I'll probably end up at Burnley next year. Do you know what I mean? So
But like, I thought like
Yeah.
even Louise in that situation when Antonio's running at him, I don't get why we back off all the way into our
Yes.
6-yard
Always
box.
do this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just take
No,
him
you're-
out, like,
you're good. Yeah,
and deal
yeah.
with
Make the challenge. Make
yeah,
Bam,
man.
higher up.
Higher
you know.
up.
this is
Yeah,
where
yeah.
this is where I think Gabriel is really good for us at the back. Because you don't really see him a lot of the time when he backs away. He's not afraid to put a foot in. Yeah, he might cause a foul or things like that. But this is where the like of you know, Mari and you know all these players, they like back off before when the
I
shot
actually
gets
think
goes through.
Mari was poor today.
Do you know what I mean?
And I'm a fan of Mari.
Yeah,
I actually
Yeah,
thought he was poor today.
yeah.
I'm a fan, but I actually think he was poor today. I just think he got rattled after 2 goals, and his distribution was poor. When it's normally that's the foot, you know, the strong part of his game. I actually was a bit kind of concerned with him. I mean, going forward, I mean,
Like you, man. Let me ask you, who goes into 2021-22 season from this bunch of players? Who goes in?
I guess the question is who leaves really.
Yeah,
Who are definites to leave. I
like
I mean, who would you
I
take?
don't like that.
Arteta.
I mean, who would you to replace him with? That's the thing.
I just want to. I really want us to get that. Look, we've got a commanding centre midfielder. I just really want
know
us
what?
to get. We need a centre midfielder that, you know, we haven't got a strong spine, and that's
Yeah,
the
this is
massive
why.
problem with us.
This is why I think the Europa League is so vital for us. Do you know what I mean? Because if we win the Europa League, get into the Champions League, that Champions League money can do wonders for us. Because I don't see her spending a lot of money
Basuma.
again. Do you know what I mean?
Basuma
I-
won. You watched him yesterday.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Look, I've seen a lot of links with him wanting to come to Arsenal, or all these, when you read all these stories, but that's the thing. I think it'll be a more of an attractive, a club for players if we do win the Europa, and we do, because it shows we're going somewhere. Because I don't think the board is going to pump money in. They're going to say, do you know what? It's fine. You won the FA Cup. There's progress happening though. We can see the players, they're getting better under Arteta. But the thing is, what I don't want, if I'm being honest, is going into next season, first day of the season, with the same squad. And I'm not saying they're all bad players. Do you know what I mean? We need the tweaks in this squad. Do you know what I mean? Some of the players that we've got playing first team are squad players. Everybody knows they're squad players. They're not first team players. Xhaka, I won't sell him. He's a squad player for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a squad player. I agree.
You put Basuma in our team, and he becomes a squad player. And you know what? You let El Neni go, and then he's. Do you know what I mean? And that already looks like a strong enough bench. Do you know what I mean?
If El Neni goes and Ceballos doesn't sign, who's our other third?
I don't think Ceballos. I think Ceballos needs to go. I think Ceballos needs to go. To be fair, I'm not a fan right now. I think
shocking.
Do you reckon Guendouzi stays?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that he's only got a year in his contract. So
exactly.
There's a decision that needs to be made. Either we sell or we give him a new contract. And at the moment,
no, we're not. We give him a new contract and loan him out somewhere else again.
Yeah, I think for me, I'd like to see Torreira come back in place of someone like Enelni.
If anyone gets an opportunity, right? We should be shouting at other YouTubers, but the Arsenal videos guy, he put a video of Santi Cazorla. Let's just reminisce. If you see the difference, I know it's in Qatar, right? It's in Qatar, but the guy is a baller. I wish Saka could play like receive the ball under pressure, drop the shoulder, beat two players, release it. Saka is just so limited. He just can't receive the ball under pressure. When someone's closing him down, you're thinking, he looks like, oh my god, he's just going to pass it back straight away.
Yeah. And do you know what? I think if he didn't get that injury, he did, I probably think he'll still be here. You know that. If he didn't get that injury that he did, and imagine him at his prime playing with Partey. Man.
Time on that one. On that one. Lee Billingsley, we need to get players out as well. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And what we're going to say about this guy, Xhaka in the bin.
Binning.
Squad player.
He was poor. He was poor today. He was poor.
He was. And to be fair, he got hooked. And
that's the first time. But the joke is, this is the first time I think Arteta's actually hooked him.
I haven't seen him being subbed many times.
Like when we're chasing the game.
I've seen him
get hooked, but there's
for chasing the game.
Been hooked and he hasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, like the whole fan base is calling it for Xhaka to be hooked and he hasn't. And now, I think he realized it because Xhaka slows down the game horribly. And there's sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes there is a need for Xhaka when you want to take the sting out of the game, which Xhaka does well. But when you need to inject something into the game, Xhaka's not that guy, and that's what's killing us. And I don't know,
but that's where we should have spent the money on Aouar.
This is it.
If we had got both,
imagine.
There's talks in the paper.
I think we'll go back in for a while. You know that. We'll go back in for a while. I think we will. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. Would he want to come? Why would he come?
Say that again, Busy.
Why not? Why wouldn't he come? Arsenal Football Club. Why wouldn't he want to come?
I watched him though. He's not consistent either though.
So he'd fit straight in.
Yeah, but do you want another one of them though? Like that's just going to be hella frustrating. If we sign Aouar for like 50, 60 mil for another inconsistent player, nah, man, I can't.
I mean, I probably wouldn't pay no more than £35 million for him. That's what Arsenal went in with, didn't it? I think last beginning of the season, 30 million, 35 million for him. You know what I mean? That's inconsistency money in it. 35 million. So why not? Worth a shot.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think there's better players ready made that we can put that money towards.
Yeah. I'm just going to go through a last few of the comments. I'm going to wrap this up. So bear with me, guys. Just give me one sec. From Mad B here, get Saliba back. He'll be up for it. I mean, I think
I
that
want to see Saliba back.
yeah, he needs a good pre-season with us. I think for him to hit the ground running. Hopefully then he comes back in the right frame of mind, and he can kick on and resurrect his Arsenal career. I mean, he's probably only got about another year or so left on his contract, right? Because it's 2 years, isn't it? Because the first year is on loan with Saint Etienne, and now he's on loan again. So he must be halfway through near enough, or a 4-year contract. Jason, Luiz has to back off. Look at how the refs are happy to card him off his rep alone. I mean, I get that. And I think the problem with Luiz is that he's lost that yard of pace, and sometimes, the refs are now pretty much up with his antics and the kind of things that he does. Again, Jason, doesn't mean he's responsible for his dodgy tackles, but he seems more likely to be booked by refs. Yeah, I mean, but then so is every Arsenal player, in my opinion. So next game's coming up. So we managed just about to salvage a point here. I'm not even going to look at the league and think about where we can get to and what we can do. I'm not even going to do that.
We built our house at number 10. That's where we're going to stay. Simple as that. We ain't moving out nowhere, mate.
So,
you know what I mean?
So we can safely say we're not getting into Europe via the league. We've got our eggs in one basket. To be honest, and I think
play the youngsters in the Premier League. Let's see who can play. Give Martinelli a run, Smith Rowe, all the youngsters. Let them play.
We've got a couple of big games coming up. To be fair, I mean, we've got Liverpool, and then Europa. I mean,
the league's over, man. It's finished. This game is done.
Yeah, but we've got to work towards next season.
There's still so many twists and turns. I don't actually think the league is actually over.
We could still probably
what?
For fourth, what do you want to do?
There's fourth is still there, B.
Look, if you look at the fixtures that
Steph, I hear you, bro. I hear you 100%, Steph. However,
did you see that team in the first 30 minutes? Or were we looking at the same game?
Yeah, I get that.
We've got some good fixtures. We've got Sheffield United, then we got Fulham, then we got Everton, Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? So all winnable games.
Today was winnable, but we just didn't.
And we got West Brom after that. So a bar the Everton game, which I don't really fear it. I don't see anything special at Everton, if I'm being honest. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, we owe Everton. To be fair, we owe Everton. We owe Everton. I think, me personally, I think I'll start off with the last words. I'd like to see Pepe play more. I think every time he's come on in the last couple of games, he's made a difference.
What a ball!
I want to see him.
Right foot as well.
Yeah. It was a lovely. I mean, that was a beautiful goal. To be fair,
it was just like a floater, innit? It was such a nice goal.
Of Lacazette's header, I was like,
that was perfect pinpoint header. That was.
They're the goals. You love to score, and it's brilliant wing play. I want to see him playing some more. I think going forward, games against your Liverpools and your Sheffield United, especially in the league, start your Martinellis and Pepe. Let's get those guys some minutes and some game time. And I think try and get an established back before going, and see what happens from there on. But yes, Sam is in between those games, between Sheffield United and Liverpool. We've got Slavia Prague coming up as well. That's on the 8th of April. Brezzy, last thoughts from yourself, sir.
Well, I hope we don't have the same 30 minutes when we play Liverpool. They'll definitely do a number on us.
We ain't coming back from free because it'll be 6. If we play Liverpool, it'll be 6.
Yeah.
It's a shame actually it's not at Anfield, but
Liverpool.
Sorry.
Liverpool ain't bagging like that this season, so I'm not.
I don't fear Liverpool, man.
But you know what happened? That'd be Van Dijk's first game back. Do you know what I mean? That'll be our luck. That'll be Van Dijk's first game back, just in prep to make sure he's fit for the Champions League. So he'll kind of that'll be our luck. Travis,
our luck, yeah.
Final thoughts is Arteta, I'm watching you, bro. I'm watching you. You've got until the end of the season. If I don't see a trophy with the Europa League on there, or at least top 6, that's it. You're done out here, fam. That's what I'm saying.
So
That's my final.
for you, that's what it's
Minimum.
got to achieve.
Minimum.
Either
Top
or.
6
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the trophy. He has to win both. He has to win the trophy and finish in the top 6. Otherwise, he should be done.
Wow, he has to do both.
He has to do both. I ain't playing
Wow.
around.
Wow. Okay. Steph, talk to me, bro.
Look, you know my brethren said that he put Arteta on performance review. Like, like literally, but like I'm not too fussed this season, if that makes like I'm all about performance. If I see growth, I'm for it. It's when we're digressing. That's when I'm like, yo, like what you man doing? So and then there's also a common denominator. So once Arteta can figure out who his common denominator is in for the efforts and this and that, then I'm kind of using this season for Arteta to work out where he's going forward.
Yeah.
I'm also watching Arteta because I feel that today with his lineup, he like Arteta's been messing up this season as well. Don't get me wrong.
Oh god,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Some of it like his slow, tinkering or his substitutions, his late substitution is jarring as well. Like when you can see it, when you know that a substitution needs to be made, and he's not making it. But yeah, like I'll probably say Europa League final is the minimum for me. But if we don't get there, as long as we give a good account for ourselves, I'm not forced.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting bantered left, right, and centre with this 10th business now. Even my brethren.
Oh no, God, yeah, it's a lot. But just as I'm going to come to you next, but I guess for all of you, let's just go back like a week and a half ago, right? If we said to ourselves, right, the next 2 games we've got Tottenham and West Ham coming up, what would your points want to get out of that? I would have probably said, you know what? I'd love 6, but realistically, I reckon 4. And we've done that. Fair enough. Probably not the wrong way round for me.
Oh, you would have thought we would have got the 3 points from West Ham?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mate, a draw against Tottenham and then the win against West Ham. So I would have been happy. I mean, look, we've come out of 4 points of these last 2 games. And that probably would have been my points count for Arteta to get no less than. So I we can all be disappointed, I think, with the result today. I guess not the result, actually. I think the manner
the performance.
The performance
and shocking. First 35 minutes.
Yeah. I see.
Do you know what all I'll say is I'll just say trust the process, boys. Trust the process.
Whoa.
Trust
Do you know
the process.
What is the process? Because that kills me. I guess that's another show. Because the process right now,
we cannot turn around and say that we don't see progress. Do you know what I mean? We can all see certain.
There is no progress right now. We're
No,
terrible.
it's not about being. It's not. I'm not saying that we are great either. I'm not saying that we are great. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's a lot.
But you just said to us,
done in this squad.
You can't say that we've not seen progress.
Yeah, we've been
right now, bro.
As fans,
I'm being real right now. I've not seen. If what are you measuring progress on?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, look how we've assured our defense up. Yeah, look how bad our defense used to be. Yeah, look how assured we have become as a team when we're playing football. Yeah, do you know what the thing is? I won't blame Arteta for not being on a pitch. You know what I mean? And playing the way he's playing. But I think individual mistakes in players have cost us games. Arteta cannot help that. He can pick the squad that he believes that is best team to go out there and win. We don't have. But who picks the players who makes those mistakes week in, week out? But this is the thing. Who would you play if you don't have Xhaka? We can't put Ceballos in there. He'll cause the same issue. You've seen in the last 3 games. We can't play El Neni in there. Who are we gonna play? We have to play Xhaka.
He's got rid of 2 midfielders who.
Listen, what I'll say. Look, Europa League is a must. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna. And the thing is, if we get to the final of the Europa League, for me, I'm happy with Europa League final. I want to win the Europa League final, but I'm not gonna judge this guy at the end of this season. No way I'm going to judge him at the end of this season. Come on. Do you know what I mean?
Let
He's
me-
done so much of the dirty work for us.
Hmm.
And now you two like back him at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Here's a
You can't
question,
just
Tanner.
chuck him under a bus. Do you know what I mean? You
So,
can't chuck him
yeah,
under the bus, man.
Here's a
Fair dues, Azzy. Fair dues.
Here's a
Fair dues,
question.
bro.
Trust the
Alright, guys,
process,
that's-
boys. I'm telling you, we'll be sitting here next year in the Champions League and we'll be having a conversation about beating Bayern Munich.
You heard it here first. FTV Sports, as he says, we're Champions League right now. What's the date? 21st of March.
I'm
21.
looking at you, bro.
Love
Don't say
that.
that.
Listen,
I can send it to him later. I'm gonna
send that
it
in
to him.
WhatsApp. I'm gonna star that message.
Sorry, can I ask a question? Yeah.
Listen, you
Do
gotta
when
have
guys
faith,
see the-
man.
What's the process? What's the progress of progress? Do you guys not see how better we are from? Like, do you guys see the difference between Unai and Arteta?
Do you know what? I can answer it. Do you know what thing I find us better at? Playing the ball from the keeper.
Mm. So
That-
is that not- is that
Other
not-
than that, that's it.
that's it. Jeez.
He said, "That's it. That's it. Nothing else."
That is, no, that is it. Listen, I don't think that under Emery and stuff.
Emery was
Emery had worse players. He had Danny Welbeck and players like that.
Welbeck. Welbeck's
Welbeck
worse.
scored a worldie yesterday, man.
You think Welbeck's
Come on,
worse?
man. Sorry,
You think Welbeck's worse?
worse than what we've got right now.
So Welbeck.
Where would you put him up front right now?
He's better than Nketiah, I'll tell you that now.
100%.
All right, but right now Nketiah is not even getting a look in. All right,
Rightly so.
yeah,
When he played
obviously,
him for 10
rightly so.
games,
However, I mean, you
Squad-wise.
would squad wise, yeah, but still. So what then? You would put him ahead of Martinelli?
Welbeck.
Yeah,
I
Pardon
would.
me, yeah.
I would.
you'd put Welbeck ahead of Martinelli.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I'm I'm actually shocked by that one.
Really?
Listen,
really
Martinelli scored 11 goals last season. He ain't done nothing this season, bro.
He hasn't because he's been injured, and he
And he
can't
was that.
play.
That's not my fault.
I'm not even putting
Come on,
Welbeck.
all right now, player for player, right now, you would have Danny Welbeck instead of Martinelli right now. Is that what
Yes.
you're telling me?
Did you see Welbeck's goal on the weekend?
I'm not. Wait, here we go.
You
Callum.
didn't, did you? I know you didn't. Otherwise, you
I
would
didn't see it. I
I'm not
didn't see
saying.
it.
I'm not
There
saying
we
Welbeck-
go.
I'm not
There we
saying
go.
Welbeck.
I've watched the game.
I'd love
And
to put a
Welbeck
poll
was
out.
balling out.
I'm
I'm not saying Welbeck's the best.
listen. Someone's been watching, man. Here we go.
I'm not saying Welbeck. I'm not saying
I'm
No,
like,
this is
I'm not
the
saying
thing,
Welbeck's
yeah.
player, no. I'm not saying
come
that.
on, man.
I'm saying at the
Are
minute
you guys serious?
in this squad. No, I'm saying in this squad at the time that we need them, I will play Welbeck ahead of
Of
Martinelli.
who?
Of Martinelli.
Really?
Because of like, but I'm saying
See,
Martinelli,
talk to me, bro. You're smiling here. You've got a grin there. You're sitting back thinking,
Martinelli has a higher ceiling. Don't get me wrong, he has a higher ceiling. But if we talk about game coming in now, how we're playing, I'll play Welbeck all day long. Welbeck's a man. You know what you're getting from Welbeck. He knows what it means to play. Come on, man. You have to see it, man.
listen. I'm trying to kind of, because don't get me wrong, Welbeck did things for us.
The only thing Welbeck I remember doing for us was that goal against Leicester. That's it.
So, yeah?
No.
That's
Welbeck's
the only
come up
game.
with
That's
Wolfie.
the
The
only
problem. Welbeck's done bits for us, to be fair. However, to put for me right now, even right now, today, I would have Martinelli ahead of Welbeck all day.
Should I tell
in
you
my
one
opinion. But Steph, I respect your position, bro, and Travis, because look, listen, you've given your reasons as to why. However, I think Martinelli's got a better touch, and Arteta's more of a touch kind of guy. He wants to see players with more technical ability, and I think Martinelli's got that little bit more technical ability than Welbeck.
Martinelli long term will be the better player.
Not even right now.
About that.
Even right
now, Welbeck's got 3 goals and 1 assist, and Martinelli's got none. So, boy, I'll take the 3 goals and assists. That would have been a couple games in the Arsenal for us to win or lose. So, boy, I'll
But
take
he's
it.
been injured.
He was a bit injury prone. No one
Hey,
knew Welbeck.
he's just well, yeah. I mean, they're
Do you know
both
the only
sick
thing
notes.
is,
To be fair, they're both sick notes
Do you know
right
the-
now.
The only different things I would
Best
have done.
ability is availability.
You know, the only different thing I would have done today in today's game was probably bring Martinelli on once we got that second goal.
I
Then I think we
straight
should
would
have
have
bought-
started Martinelli ahead
Straight
of
away.
Oba today. To be fair, in my opinion,
No,
and
but
until
why is Smith Rowe not snot? Like we said, like Smith Rowe doesn't deserve to play today. Oba should have his backside should have been on that bench. Smith Rowe should have started on the left, Saka on the right, or Pepe. Probably Pepe would have been my choice.
actually,
I just-
I'm gonna
Yeah.
cause probably a bit of a stir. I don't think Saka should have started today either.
I agree.
Same,
I
same.
I agree
agree.
as well.
I
Here's,
agree.
here's, here's another little bit of a stir that I want to say.
Hot take alert. Hot take alert.
Like, don't get me wrong, Saka is doing great for us. Don't get me wrong, but I think he should be his level should be our squad level.
Who's Saka?
Oh,
Yeah, that's what our
No,
squad.
No, you know what?
That's very hard.
Steph, I understand what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
He shouldn't be playing as much as he
Yeah.
had to play,
Yeah,
and that's the problem. He's had to play
yeah,
because our levels were so poor. And
Exactly.
as he, this is what I don't get with when you talk about progress. Our levels were so poor. We had to literally rely on an 18, come 19-year-old to pick the squad up and drag it through this season. And that's what there's this meme that I saw where it had this guy.
what standing on the shoulder of a baby?
That's Arsenal. You see that? I don't know who else saw that one, but that just literally summed up Arsenal for me right now. Is that we're pinning our hopes on a 19-year-old who, it's his second full season. As great as he is, he should look. When Fabregas came through, Wenger brought him through tremendously.
Yeah,
Right, when he had your Vieiras and your Gilbertos, and he would kind of like play him with one or the other, or sometimes play three of them in midfield and stuff. But Fabregas weren't starting every game like Saka. I mean, I'm sure he wanted to, but he Wenger didn't do that because he knew he shouldn't. Nowhere should Saka be playing as much football as it, and he's right now. He's burnt out. He's burnt out.
Way too much.
Stephen Balogun, cheers, bro. I think
Let's wrap it up, guys.
yeah, let's wrap it. But look, guys, I want to thank you again. So just last two chats. Stephen Balogun again. What's the deal with Balogun? Is he standing? I think he's gone. He would have been involved a lot more, but he's gone. In my opinion. And from last one from Jason, Martinelli ain't playing and is still better than again. I think that would be a great poll to have. But guys, look, gonna wrap it up. Thank you. I mean, roller coaster ride today of emotions, and the game it was a brilliant game. Yeah, disappointment. But guys, I want to thank you and listen. Please all like, subscribe, and share FTV Sports. I want to thank you, Arsenal guys. Peace.
Peace, man. Stress.
Save.
Cheers.